have a look at half guard. Half guard is a different story. So one important detail of half guard is also the idea of closing the distance and moving into our opponent's space. Very different as opposed to full guard. The ability of obviously me to be able to control my opponent is not as well equipped as opposed to if I was in guard position. So another very important skill that everyone needs to be aware of is half guard. So let's have a look at a technique on what we can do and how we can transition from half guard into a more dominant position by taking our opponent's back. Okay, so let's have a look and see that, and we'll see what we can do and how we can actually achieve the back. So I have an opponent. I have an opponent from inside half guard. Now, this is a problem. We can talk about this on another section of video, but what we're going to talk about is when our opponent postures up to try and strike us. So as he postures up, this is the problem, okay? So the idea of actually trying to pull him back in and close this gap, it's not as effective as opposed if I was in full guard, because here I can use my legs to bring him back in. So half guard is a little bit different. What we have to do with half guard is we have to modify the technique, and we need to close the distance to make sure there's no damage done to us. So if my opponent pins us down onto the mat, he postures up to strike me. I don't just want to stay here and wear down all these strikes. I want to actually sit and close the distance. I want to move into that space. So I cover up, I burst in, and then I'm going to achieve an underhook. My arm is here. Now from here I can start bringing him back to the mat, and then from here now I can use my leg to kick up and post up into my elbow. I can start now climbing out, and now I'm in a much better position and taking his back. From here we can throw our own strikes, and here I can throw my hook in, and maybe I can take his back. So let's have a look at that one again. So half guard, our opponent pins us down, they post up to try and punch us in the face. We move into that space. I want to close the distance by keeping my body engaged. I'm going to bring him back down to the mat. From here, my other arm here can be used to block any further strikes. From here, my leg can kick up and out, so I can post up into my elbow. Now I can start moving out the back door. So once I post up into my elbow, I keep my chest in nice and tight. From here, I can use a hand assist to post on the ground. And now from here is I turn my hips so I have a hook, okay? Now, I can either I can take the back. So here I already have one hook in. I just throw my other leg over the top and I insert a hook. Or two, if it's a self-defense and I need to disengage, maybe what I can do is I can block his wrist and I can just pull my leg out and then I can disengage. So that's the basic half guard technique to transition to the back.